The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Britt Johnson, and Newy Scruggs.
Players Lounge, Wednesday practice day.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
All right, Players Lounge is originated by the two former Dallas Cowboys undrafted safeties, Barry Church, Danny McCray. I'm merely Newy Scruggs, Cowboys reporter, Britt Johnson, also the newest member of the team here. So, my question for you guys is, tell our Cowboy fan base what goes into a Wednesday practice. Players are normally off on Tuesday, so and they're practicing right now here at the Star. We're in the SWBC Mortgage Studios, but they're out there practicing right now. What goes into a Wednesday practice?
Well, I don't know if it's the same as they do now back when we was under Garrett, but Wednesdays were typically the padded practice day. That's the day you throw the pads on, you throw everything on, and you go after it a little bit. It's the first and second down, periods for the defense and offense, how we're going to attack them on first and second down, how are they going to attack us on first and second down. But it's the padded practice, so it's more of a run emphasis when you're going through practice, and it's more of a D-line, linebackers type deal because those guys are thudding, those guys are hitting up, and maybe a box safety gets in there for a little bit of the run, but mostly it's those guys banging because as a secondary guy, even when those guys busted through the line of scrimmage, I mean, McCray, you can attest to this, guys are just tagging off. Once you get past, let's just say 7-10 yards, the rest of the time the guys are tagging off. So it's mainly for the D-line, linebackers, and maybe your box safety to slide in there versus the run. I think you only do about maybe 1 or 2 periods with pass, like 7-on-7 Scully, and then you got to maybe move the ball or some type of pass period like that. Play action pass or something like that. That's the only thing you get for the secondary-wise. But mostly on those Wednesday practices, padded practices, is an emphasis on run. How are they going to attack you? Is it counters? That's why you got to be so attentive if you're – I don't even know if I said that right, but if you're in that run fits, because you'll see their favorite runs. They're going to attack you on first and second down. So huge run day, huge pad day. I wasn't a big fan of it because I was that box safety that had to come down there and thud up a little bit. Zach Martin and them boys coming around the edges. So I wasn't a big fan, but that's typically what your Wednesday practices. That's what they're there for.
Yeah, from a defensive perspective. So I'll give you the special teams look. And since we did have some issues on our coverage units last week, Wednesday is the day for punt protection and kickoff. So you want to make sure you have your pads on so you can get a really good look for how the other team is going to attack you. Get a little physical with it so you can make sure that you shore up those blocking schemes and try to go make some hits and do some real live blocks on kickoff. So this will be the day for kickoff and punt protection as well.
We saw a little bit of walking down here. You and I saw a little bit of special teams work walking down here. And from what you guys are saying, Wednesday is your most physical day, and then you just kind of
taper it off from there. Yeah. Okay. And as long as we ain't doing what Baltimore Ravens are doing for their padded practice, because those guys have been dropping like flies. I mean, you got ACLs, Achilles here and there. So I hope we ain't doing too much banging out there. But Wednesdays are typically your thud up periods, your thud days.
I don't even think that did they have on full pads.
That's why I wasn't sure if it was the same.
I don't think
they just had helmets on.
I don't think they have on full pads
or spiders or whatever they call them.
They need to give Zeke a little break because he was blocking so much in the game. We want to make sure that he's not taking any hits today because it's likely that he'll be blocking a lot.
Man, my boy gonna end up with 600 yards and about 15 pancakes.
He gonna be on Pro Football Focus for like least amount of pressures.
This guy is an outstanding blocker. Like look at the form right here.
No mental errors. Come on, man. Let Zeke run the ball.
That's another 16 mil, right?
Let him run the ball, man.
Go mess around, make the Pro Bowl that fullback.
Hey Zeke, I'm rooting
blocking
for you, bro.
All this blocking it.
I'm rooting for you.
They gonna call him Jim Brown, the new Jim Brown.
I'm rooting for you, man. Kellen, man. Let that boy spin, man. Feed Zeke. He can't even do the thing no more. It don't even work.
He's gonna start going like this.
Hey, I can't even get on, man. Gonna put out a kick slide video.
This is how you block. Let me get off him, man. That's my boy, right?
All right, Cowboys lost the season opener against Tampa. Now here come the Los Angeles Chargers, and this is their first game at SoFi with fans, a regular season game. We saw what that crowd looked like for the Rams on Sunday Night Football here. And this is an interesting thing, and Britt, LA is your town. They haven't exactly captured the market. That's in a nice way. Okay, the Chargers. So I'm wondering, is it going to be like it was at the old soccer stadium they played at, Britt, where everybody who's
it's opposing team fans,
right? The other it was their home game. Or do you think this could possibly be a
no? Whether Chargers win the AFC or not, their fans aren't coming. We've seen that in the past. Them, even making it to the AFC Championship a couple of years ago, and still next year, no fans in the stands, and that was their first year in LA. And so, I don't think there's going to be any Chargers fans there. Cowboys fans are in LA. Like, I remember back in the day going from camp after camp. Usually, their first preseason game used to be against San Diego Chargers, and took me 8 hours to get to San Diego just because there's so many Cowboys fans traveling. Everybody has flags on their cars. You just see all Cowboys fans going to San Diego to see the Cowboys play, and it looked like a Cowboys home game, and I don't see this being any different. Especially these Cowboys fans want to see SoFi Stadium. There was tons of, we were back in Oxnard this year. Fans are excited. They want to see what's happening, and they're going to be in the stands for sure.
I think I'm believing 50-50.
Nope.
I'm believing the 50-50.
I'll bet you on that one. I'll take that bet.
50-50 fan base?
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
No way.
Let me tell you why I believe so. Even if it's going to be closer to 50-50. I believe that there is some hype going on in California. I think UCLA's playing well.
Talking about that boy Herbert, right?
Yes, I think UCLA. I think UCLA's playing well. I think that the fan base does have some faith in Herbert. I think it's been exciting for them to see it, and they did. They're putting together a win. And the Cowboys are coming to town. All right, so there's a lot of people who love the Cowboys, but what we do know about the Cowboys is a lot of people that hate the Cowboys. All right, I think there's some excitement going on. I think a lot of the Chargers fans want to see SoFi Stadium. So I think for this game specifically, you're going to see a nice, close to even split.
Nah, you know how many fans was in Oxnard when we was out there playing? The stadium was packed out there.
Listen, if anybody believes in Herbert in California like you do, they going to be at the stadium.
I'm a Herbert guy.
He's Herbert. I'm
a Herbert
just
guy.
Like Gilbert. He's Gilbert, and this man not even.
When they was playing at the Coliseum, and we had to play that preseason game, because it was packed with Cowboys fans.
It was a blackout too, because they couldn't sell enough tickets. But
which is typical for Chargers games.
But this is SoFi. Okay, this is SoFi. This is something that
it ain't the Rams though.
You said the Rams. The first word you said that was wrong was fan base. The Chargers don't have one.
Which is why they left San Diego.
Well, they left because they
couldn't get a stadium.
They couldn't get a stadium, and in California, it's not like Texas in most of these municipalities where the state is going to give you cash. In California, you want it, you build it. There's no state dollars for.
So that's why that stadium was so trash for all them years. Man, that thing was terrible.
Right. They just don't do that. The Staples Center was built by the Kings owner, Philip Anschutz. That was his straight cash. Steve Ballmer's putting his money in there for the Clippers to redo the Forum. There's no whole thing like Jerry got to have $1 million from the city of Arlington. Yeah. They ain't doing that in California. That's just how the Giants, the same thing. That's how California works, man. They're just opposed to giving billionaires money to build stadiums. So that Charger fan base, it's in LA is just an interesting town for the standpoint. It's really a Raider town. It's really a Raider town.
Now, if they're playing the Raiders, I would say the Raiders fan base.
The Raiders drove on down to Las Vegas because they had that stadium packed. All right, the Raiders
got a good fan base.
They tired. All right, it's gonna be the Chargers fans.
So you got a Raider. You still have a Raider fan base in LA. She's right. You have a Cowboy fan base. It's there because. From when I worked out there, they didn't have an NFL team. So, you basically had a generation of people like Britt who didn't grow up with a team.
With the LA Rams, like that.
Right, the Rams were in St. Louis, so they didn't grow up with a team. So you've got that. And then while the Chargers were down the road, they just took a little bit of the fan base. people they just basically grabbed onto whoever they wanted to. And that is truly where Jerry Jones made a fantastic impact for his football team, because the Cowboys in the 90s, they won so much, they were on TV so much. That meant they were on in LA a lot. So they've got fans. And I'm going to go back to this one for you, McCray. Being at that Tampa stadium, I was shocked at Raymond James in the fourth quarter when I went down to the field. We didn't get down to the field. They let us in the concourse area. When the chant broke out, "Let's go Cowboys." I'm like, this is Tom Brady's house? They're the world champs?
Tampa Bay?
Coop's out here catching passes, and you hear the Coop. I'm like, wow. So I'm sorry, she's right.
To tell you, listen,
it's gonna be more Cowboy fans at SoFi.
Listen. Closer
it's
to
not gonna be 50-50.
I said closer to 50-50.
Nope.
I did not say it's gonna be closer to 50-50. There's gonna be way more Chargers fans there than I think you guys are.
Cowboys got a top 3 fan base.
Yes.
Top 3
travel wise. Yes. Yes.
That's tough.
I'm just saying. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be some. It's gonna be loud in there. There's gonna be a lot of Chargers fans in there. They excited.
They're not gonna have home field advantage
at all.
Manufacturing
noise in that month.
Well, close to.
You're not gonna. It's not gonna be like Monday Night Football where Derek Carr was like trying to quiet the crowd down. It's not gonna be.
Close to 50-50. No. It won't be home field advantage. I'm just saying it'll be more than that blackout crowd that we had at the Coliseum. We went to the Coliseum.
That was a home game.
The Cowboy fan base traveling in California has been very interesting to me through the years, because I remember the Jesse Holly's game that he caught that pass.
When he caught San Francisco.
It was that the game started off as a Cowboy crowd, because that was Harbaugh's first year, and you didn't know what the Niners were going to be, that they'd end up going to the NFC Championship game. So there were more Cowboy fans there, and the Niners were playing well. And then so kind of that Niner crowd that was there, you kind of heard them, and then toward the end, it was coming back and forth. And so when you leave the media box to go down, you're walking through, and you just have to basically listen to the crowd, because you can't, you're walking trying to find your way down to the field. And I couldn't tell who was making the plays, because it was it the Niners, was it the Cowboys? And then toward the end, you could tell. And when Romo got back on the field, it was a bunch of Cowboy fans. But I'm with Britt 100%. And I know I've lost a lot of bets to you, but I would.
That's not a bet. I'm not going to bet on the Chargers fans. I'm just saying, that's what I believe.
I'm like, let's go. So, yes. Couple things on the Chargers, okay? I want to get it before we hit a break here. Their offense, 427 yards they gained on Washington,
who has a legit defense.
And so
last year.
And this is my point here, and where he's saying, are we overvaluing that defense? The Chargers were 14-19 on third down.
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
They got 19 third down.
Yeah, they even got that, and then they converted those joints. It makes it even crazier.
Time of possession. Chargers offense, 36 minutes. They held the football against that.
But what was the Washington's offense doing? Were they just 3 and outs? Like, were they just coughing that ball up?
And there was 2 drives that ended up in field goals. One was a 10-play drive, another was an 18-play drive.
And then also they fumbled. Gibson fumbled the ball on like the 5-yard line.
Yeah, and they converted that into a touchdown. But
they put together an 18-play drive.
They did
on the Washington, the same way we was talking about the Bucks. Oh man, the Bucks! I'm telling you, man, they defense. Dak Prescott went out there and threw whatever he wanted on them dudes.
He did.
And say what you want to. Ezekiel Elliott was out there running on them too, but he ended up blocking more.
I don't know about all that.
He was.
But it was.
You saw the first 5. Okay, we gonna go back upstairs. We're gonna watch, because he only had 11. So the first 5 is half.
He had 11 in the
So I'm just saying that I don't. Like I said, I don't think, because the team had a good defense last year, that's going to
without a doubt. Look at Jacksonville. 2017.
Yeah, so
top in the league. 2018.
So that's why I'm not going into these games saying, man, last year, that team had a good defense. Means absolutely nothing coming into the season. Even if they had the same players, the game just changes like that. Sometimes you hit a roll on defense, like turnovers come in bunches. Mm-hmm. Those bunches don't roll over to the next year. All right, so I'm not putting that much stock into it, specifically with Washington now, because they went out there and got ate up. Third downs, time of possession, score.
What was the score? 20?
20-16.
Yeah, they got beat. They protected Herbert. I mean, these guys have the monstrous defensive line. They protected.
They had like 3 sacks, 4 sacks.
They protected this dude, and he was out there making plays. What did Chase Young do?
He had 3 tackles, only 1 solo.
Just saying.
They started him on the rookie, Rashawn Slater, and then they switched him off.
Slater was doing work like that on him.
The guy that I said that was But what
I don't know what you said about nothing. I don't know what you said about nothing.
I was beating on the table, offensive line. Now we sitting here with Steele. But go ahead, we'll get back on that.
We got Parsons though.
Let us take a break and get into Terrence Steele and Mike McCarthy's thoughts about Randy Gregory's availability against these Chargers.
Terrence Steele about to put pause on Bosa. You heard it. He about to put pause on Bosa.
We heard it here first and last.
He's going to put pause on Bosa.
Yeah, holding.
Nah, ain't gonna hold him either. I'm telling you. He gonna shut him out.
Okay.
He gonna shut him out. I called it. He gonna shut him out.
Save it.
I called it out. I ain't doing that. But he gonna shut him out. He gonna have him pause. We'll wait for after the break.
Go ahead. Don't shoot your
I got faith in my boy, man. I got my faith in my boy.
Barry Church is on one.
I got faith in my boy.
This happens a lot. You're going to discover this happens a lot.
And he's often wrong.
And I've seen him
been
paying up on all the bets he's lost already.
I pay up on mine.
Church is on one. Like Ben DiNucci was on one, and Garrett Gilbert. I'll talk about it right after the break.
Garrett Gilbert lost that one game.
DallasCowboys.com.
Double G, baby.
Big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Hey Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Does your Cowboys fandom go beyond the game? The Fan of the Year contest presented by Captain Morgan is back, and we're relaunching the search for one extraordinary Cowboys fan who is a positive influence and inspires others through their love of the game. Nominate yourself or others for a chance to win a trip to Super Bowl 56 in Los Angeles. Nominate today at DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year.
Okay. Barry Church.
Yeah.
Britt Johnson. Danny McCray. Newy Scruggs. This is the Players Lounge brought to you by Hotels.com.
Team Terrence Steele.
We are here at the Star. The Cowboys are practicing right now, getting ready for Sunday's contest in Los Angeles against the Chargers. Barry Church, before the break, is decided he's going to go all in on second-year player.
You goddamn
Terrence
right. Because they're not going to leave him by himself this year. They're not going to leave him by himself. All right?
It's a family show.
He's not going to just blowing the spot up. He's gonna, I said it. I said it. All right? But they're not going to leave him by himself like tackles we know in the past. They're not going to put him on the island with Bosa.
Can we just stop right here?
Go ahead. What you got to say, man?
Let's just stop. Mike McCarthy came out today and said that he doesn't know exactly who's going to start at right tackle.
Ooh.
Yes, he did.
Gerald Wayne Jones came out there and said Steele starting, and today Mike McCarthy, like the old Wade Phillips, trying to come out there with something a little different here. So, yeah. You want to read that?
It makes me a little nervous.
Breaking news for you.
Coach Mike McCarthy said it would be fair to say that safety Donovan Wilson aggravated groin injury that sidelined him for much of camp. It's just not where we thought it would be or hoped it would be. We're just being smart with it. He played a lot of football on Thursday.
Hooker time.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and then if you get, because look, Wilson, I think he's a good safety. I think he's a good, strong safety, but I just think Hooker is a little bit more versatile. You know, he can play back, he can play up. He's more experienced. I think his coverage is a little bit better. And overall, I think he gives you your best opportunity to have a solid pass defense. Now, does he know the system as well as Wilson? That's, I don't know. That's something that we'll need to see, because I feel like there wasn't a lot of busts out there, except for that one that
it wasn't Wilson.
And it wasn't Wilson. It wasn't Wilson. It was KZ who jumped on that short one that left Anthony Brown out to dry. So it was just that one bust. But overall, that secondary was communicating well. And I felt like they were flying around on all cylinders. So you insert a Hooker who, in my opinion, is a slightly better player, but is the communication going to be there? Are they all going to be on the same page? Let's hope so.
I don't know, man.
Physically, do you guys think that he's ready to be out there? Because I know he didn't have his full first practice till August 17th, and it's it's almost exactly a year from his injury. Mm-hmm. Achilles tendon, that's not something that's easy to come back from. So physically, I also wonder if he's ready physically.
That's true.
I do wonder that, but I will say this. We have been watching Donovan Wilson get better and better. We were all rooting for him when we heard how good he was doing during training camp. So I think that he's like you said, there were no bust out there. There was no plays where we said, "Oh man, I wish we had another guy out there," because we're really at a disadvantage with Donovan out there, right? So I think that his ceiling is high if you continue to let him get those reps. We know he's a ball guy. We know he's physical. We know he can make those plays. So I think taking him out now. And just putting Hooker in there and having him be the starter moving forward, I don't think it's a good idea. But with him having that groin injury,
is it just because of the injury?
It's just because.
Okay, it's just because we saw a lot of curse in that Tampa Bay game as well, and that's because I'm assuming that's because of the Wilson injury.
Yeah, he's saying that the injury, they thought it would be better than it was, at this point, and it's not. So,
but if we're honest, this is what the Joneses, this is what everybody's been clamoring for. They love Hooker. They've been loving this guy since they brought him in. Man, we got an opportunity to bring Hooker in here. We loved him in his evaluation as a rookie, drafted him and all that. They love this guy. So giving him that opportunity, this is something that they wanted.
The fans want to see it too. All this hype around signing him and him, that first walk he did onto the field during training camp or whatever. Everybody's really excited. So at what point are we inserting him into the game? Not this week.
When one of them plays bad, if Darian is playing good enough for him to solidify his starting job, and then he hurts his groin and has to sit out, I think he still deserves a shot to get his starting spot. Can't get Wally Pipp. Or Tyrod Taylor. Whichever one you want to call it. But I think that he has a good opportunity to be a good safety, just like we said last year. So I would like to see him continue to get those reps. So
here are the Cowboys, 0-1 against a Charger team that's 1-0, and there are a whole lot of questions here. So let's circle back into Terrence Steele. Mm-hmm. McCarthy saying he doesn't know. Jerry said Steele's going. So Steele's going to go.
Right.
Come on, we already know what's happening.
Been here long enough to know.
We already
I'm going to believe Gerald Wayne Jones, the man that signs the checks. And so, Church, you're in on Steele.
Yeah.
Britt?
I said it yesterday.
Are you in with Church?
I said it yesterday. Did I not say it yesterday? Yes. Okay. Yes. I thought it was a side eye. I was like, no, I said it yesterday. I think
Wonder Twins activate.
Our powers combined. I'm telling you. All right? Look at them. Danny over there with a smirk face. What you think gonna happen?
Come on, man. What?
Are we
talking about Bosa and Steele?
We're not leaving Steele on the island, bro.
Huh?
We're not leaving Steele on the island.
You said that the last time he was in the game. He got benched 2 times last season because we left him on the island.
Well, now Zeke's a blocker, remember?
Yeah. That's very unfortunate, but I think we're going to need help in more than one place this week. So,
chips? I'm telling you, we're going to chip this man to death.
We're not chipping nothing. He's staying in the block.
You don't think he's going to get out on the route?
No, absolutely not.
I'm talking about that tight end.
Tony Pollard might chip. Zeke ain't chipping.
Yeah.
Zeke is blocking. All right. Now I don't really have that much confidence in Steele, and I just can go up based off what I saw last year, and it was very, very bad last year.
I thought we weren't talking about last year anymore.
No.
You can't make it work in your favor.
No.
Yeah, you can't be like this defense ain't the same last year.
No. That's the defense as a unit. We're talking about a specific player.
So players can't get better.
No. Listen. I've been like this on the O-line the entire time. Last year, Tyron Smith didn't play. I said we should draft the tackle. Last year, La'el Collins didn't play. I said we should draft the tackle. Still plays tackle. Last year, he did not play well behind those two positions. So I'm still saying we should have drafted the tackle. You're right. His experience, the experience that he got last year.
So you don't think he can better?
No, he can be better, bro. But we talking about Joey Bosa versus Terrence Steele.
But they not going one-on-one, though.
He will be going one-on-one a lot.
If they do that,
I can guarantee you that Joey Bosa will have a single pass rush against Terrence Steele.
There's no way Kellen's going to go out like that.
All right. I'll count him up.
I'll say this.
I'll count him up.
You going to let Bosa go one-on-one with your quarterback who's just coming off a crazy injury?
Sometimes you don't have a choice, bro. Sometimes you don't have a choice.
What do you mean? You better slide that protection in 97.
Have you seen it? Have you seen him do it?
Do what?
Have you seen Kellen Moore protect one of his tackles who was subbing in for La'el Collins or Tyron Smith?
Not this year because they was in.
No, any year.
They was in this
any year.
Because he's involved as a coordinator.
Because Kellen Moore was the same offensive coordinator when Jason Garrett was here, who we said should do the same thing. He has not done it.
He wasn't the OC when Claiborne went off, though.
No, I'm talking about when Jason Garrett was here. We were having issues, and we said he should put somebody over there to help him out. We've been talking about this for years.
If he doesn't do it, he's crazy as all heck. If he goes out there against one of the best defensive ends in all of football and doesn't help or slide his way, come on now. So that's crazy as all
Danny,
heck.
I'm not in.
Danny's out. Gerald Wayne Jones went on his own radio show Tuesday and said they're helping him.
He did say that.
Mm-hmm. I'll be very interested to know how they will help. We know Mike McCarthy will never give us any of that information. I did watch some plays of Bosa against Sam Cosmi from Texas in game 1. You better give Terrence Steele some help. And this basically would go for almost any tackle. Any tackle.
I'm even helping Tyron Smith out there.
I mean, when Bosa is healthy and on,
y'all saw what we was in last week.
He's a heck
personnel.
of a player.
That's all we was running was 12 personnel for the majority.
So I'm not going to jump on your wagon. I'm not going to jump on your wagon. At camp, I saw some improvements.
You're the most neutral person I ever seen. You're the most neutral guy. Switzerland.
That boy balance is impeccable, right?
He's
balancing on fences right now.
When I look at Steele, here's a guy that played in the Big 12. And especially being an SEC guy, that Big 12 blocking is not, it takes an adjustment to get to the National Football League, okay? Mm-hmm. It's a different style of offense. So he comes in as an undrafted free agent, playing Big 12 football with no offseason, trying to get used to NFL speed, and he looked bad. Okay, there's no other way. He looked bad. But when I look at the factors that were there, and when we talk about context, when I look at the context of what he was dealing with, and then seeing him at camp and listening to what people were saying and even listening to him in interviews, we saw progress of the player getting better. You signed Ty Desecchi, who has played more, who's started games in the National Football League, and this was supposed to be the guy. And at camp, they started taking Inseki off left tackle, putting Terrence Steele there at camp. That right there to me was a sign. Okay, we think he's better.
He's not that guy.
Right. We think he's better than Inseki, and he's a guy we're working with. They also drafted Josh Ball from Marshall in the fourth round. That was a guy I thought that, hey, man, maybe he's coming around. And I spent a lot of time next to Nate Newton at camp. Nate was like, Ball ain't it. Not ready yet. So Steele
is the best we got.
Is the best you have. And if you're giving him help,
he got it.
Then you're going to have an opportunity, in my opinion, to be.
He's going to put pause on that man.
Keyword.
He's going to put pause on that man.
If was a fifth.
He's putting pause on
If was a fifth.
Kellen,
we all be drunk.
Kellen, if you're listening.
He ain't listen to you.
Help my boy out, all right?
Help
him out.
He might listen to Jerry because Jerry said he needs some help.
Thank you. Jerry told him what to do.
You think Jerry didn't tell them to help that boy last year? Yeah, you think Jerry, after he benched him the first time and he got back in the game, you think Jerry was like, hey, y'all got to help him out?
They thought he could handle whoever he was handling last year.
Every game.
Bosa, though, they know for a fact. Ain't no way he can handle him.
Hey, man, listen, I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, I do too.
I hope I'm wrong.
I do too.
But I don't believe so.
Okay.
We're going to find out. Couple days.
This is why you like the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. All right, let's squeeze in another break. When we come back,
time flies.
Jerry Jones was optimistic about Randy Gregory playing.
Was the same thing with Zach Martin?
Mike McCarthy is not exactly optimistic about Randy Gregory.
This is like good cop, bad cop. What's up?
So,
Give my boy with a private jet, man. He out there. He ready.
What is our confidence level in number 94 playing? We will talk about that next on the Players Lounge on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Organic pumpkin smoothies are back at Smoothie King with at least 13 grams of protein each and 5 options to choose from. It's easy to find a favorite to help you reach your goals, like the new Keto Champ Pumpkin, packed with a whopping 23 grams of protein and 9 net carbs. It's a quick and nutritious meal on the go. So order online or through the app for pickup or delivery. And power up with pumpkin and protein. Official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys. Smoothie King. Rule the day.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way.
Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with United Ag and Turf. Before you can park yourself in front of the game, park yourself in a John Deere and power through your chores. Our Land Run package is a 1025R, 25 horsepower tractor with a loader, rotary cutter, and a box blade for $229 a month. And the price you see is the price you'll pay, no surprises. So don't miss another kickoff.
Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com. Offer ends February 1st, 2021. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Now let's get to work.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Cowboys Nation, it's football season, and that means it is time for all new gear. Just head to the Pro Shop, your official store of Cowboys Nation, and score classics like your favorite player jerseys, tees, and hats, plus exclusive collections and unique accessories. The Pro Shop has more Cowboys gear than anyone in the game. Visit your local Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop or online at shop.dallascowboys.com.
Players Lounge brought to you by Hotels.com. 2 former players make up the show. It's about them. Barry Church.
Yes, sir.
Number 42.
Just call me T Steel, baby.
The Toledo.
Call me T Steel, baby.
It's Church.
I had one for you, but it's not appropriate.
It's a family show. It's a family.
show.
Number 40, Danny McCray, the LSU Tiger. You can catch him on Survivor. The countdown is on. That debut show is going to hit September 22nd. We will all be watching. Britt Johnson, newest member of the show, the LA native, longtime Cowboy fan. I'm Newy Scruggs.
Okay.
That's 1 week from today, Danny?
1 week from today. 7 days. Tune in.
Can I know what you was doing on that picture you posted? It looked like you was in the water struggling.
No. First of all, there was no struggle.
There was no struggle. It was just a look.
I swear, you could call me Michael Phelps.
Oh!
Of the ocean. I'm just saying.
Phelps of the ocean.
Yeah, bro. Listen, if you want to get out there and race anytime, you just let me know.
Okay.
We can get it set up. All right. Just like this week, because we got the fastest people.
Speaking of that,
there's no ocean here. Is there a lake around here? Maybe?
Nah, but we can go down to Galveston and get in that muddy water. No, there's a lot of lakes. We can go to Lake Louisville. You know, all this stuff.
Grapevine right up the street. Yeah, go Grapevine.
It's weird not being by ocean anymore. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
That's over.
It's over.
That ain't here.
Got a little breaking news from Michael Gelkin and other Dallas Cowboys beat writers. Defensive line assistant coach Leon Lett exited practice with an apparent leg injury. Said he was evaluated on a cart, given crutches, and being evaluated further now. So we'll, buddy. I mean, when the coaches get injured too, man. I mean,
Big Cat.
Shout out to Big Cat.
Shout out to Big Cat, man. He been doing work. Been doing work for a long time.
3-time Super Bowl champion. Big Cat, please get better. All right, let's get into Randy Gregory. Randy Gregory with some issues here. got COVID. And Jerry Jones was hopeful that Randy Gregory, with 2 negative tests within 24 hours, could go ahead and play. Mike McCarthy's basically like, nah.
Ain't gonna happen.
And McCarthy was right about Zach Martin in play. So here we go. So, all right, let's go around the room. We'll start with you. Number 94, Sunday against the Chargers. Playing, yes or no? Yes or no?
I went with Jerry the first time, so I got to go with him again, specifically because it's Wednesday. It's only Wednesday. Yeah. They don't play until Sunday. He's vaccinated. He only needs 2 negative tests 24 hours apart. So there's a better chance of him playing than it was of Zach Martin playing.
Without a doubt.
So I'm going to lean, on this Wednesday, I'm going to lean more to the side of Randy Gregory will be available.
Britt.
So I am confused about one thing because asymptomatic was the thought, and then Jerry said on Tuesday that he had mild symptoms, which means you're having symptoms and you're not asymptomatic. So I don't know where it stands with that. But if he is asymptomatic and he gets his 2 negatives, I think he's going to be playing, and I see him playing. And to Barry's point yesterday, he doesn't have a lot of stuff that he physically needs to do where he can't just show up and end up playing. Just stay on that film, Randy. Stay on that film.
Yes or no?
Yes, I see him.
No. Playing. Yes.
Whoa,
I thought you was a yes.
I'm leaning yes on Wednesday.
Yes.
I'm yes on Wednesday.
Yes.
Yeah, I give him 60%. So yeah, I think he's going. I think he's got a chance to play. Because if he doesn't, man, we're gonna be in trouble.
McCarthy said, just looking at the history of their players who've been on COVID lists, he said they've all needed 10 days so far before returning. So I'm going to go with Mike and say no, Gregory.
Okay.
So
all right,
I'll tell you what, man.
You gonna go with Mike on that starting right tackle?
6's team.
Go ahead and get that
Watch
Deja
that
Blue.
That ain't cool. That's not Kool-Aid, is it? Because Kurt, you sound like you back on that Kool-Aid,
What
man.
you talking about? That McCarthy
Kool-Aid is
Kool-Aid?
addictive. That Kool-Aid is addictive.
I'll say this, Church. I'm not letting you. You done gone down too many rabbit holes. Have been wrong.
When Bosa held sackless.
If you were in the oil business,
y'all know.
If Barry Church in the oil business, he would be busted out broke.
Jones was on his last leg and he struck it.
Listen, hold on, wait. I already see what you about to try to do. He's about to try to say, sackless. That means that Terrence Steele played well. First of all, we know you can wreck the game without getting a sack.
That ain't Steele problem.
That is.
If knifing down in the C gap, that ain't Terrence Steele problem. If he's getting bullied
and Dak Prescott is having to roll out to the left the entire game, that's a Steele problem.
If that happens,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm saying that's not going to happen.
But I'm saying, but you can wreck the game that way.
He might have a pressure or
we
two.
Got or two? Okay.
If we can hold.
Give me over-under. Over-under.
He under 5 pressures.
Is that
under
including sacks and all that too?
Yeah,
right? Okay, all right.
It is.
Over.
Nah.
Over.
Nah.
Over 5, you under 5.
And we got to see the statistics. It ain't going to be like looking, he was almost there. That's a pressure. Nah. We're going to look at that book. We're going to look at that book.
You under 5, right?
I'm under 5.
I'm over 5.
Right.
Can you write that down?
Hey, there's a stipulation now. If they leave him on that island, that bull crap, I'm not on it. I said it from the jump. If they leave him on the island like they did before, I'm not involved.
So if there's 5 snaps out of the whole game when he's on the island and he gives up 5 pressures, then
they're not going to leave him on the island. But if they put him on that island, I'm not out. I told you from the jump.
So anytime he's single, then it don't.
He can't handle it by himself. But if he got help, we good.
Put somebody in the game who need help every snap.
He's going against Bosa, man. Anybody on our offensive line outside of
you got to be
Zach Martin going to need help against
Bosa. You got
Bosa.
to be able to hold your own for a snap.
Hey, man, look, do you want to wreck the game or you want to win the game? Help that man out.
But that don't count, man. Because anytime it's single coverage, then he's saying that it don't count.
Hey, okay. I put my stipulations from the jump. I said,
as long as Bosa's getting double teamed, then he should not wreck the game.
That's what they need to do.
Okay. This is good. Something we didn't hop on yesterday, and I want to touch on here because I don't want the week to get away from us because it'll totally go away. How about the snaps for Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch?
Vander Esch went down on that 5 on kickoff.
He was. What you know about the 5 on kickoff is they're meant to go down there and make the tackle. That ain't no safety position.
It was the old school wedge buster.
Yeah, absolutely.
If y'all know what that wedge buster was.
He's supposed to be running through blocks, hitting, shedding, and getting off and trying to make a tackle. He's not out there just for decoration. So he's a real special teamer.
With neck injury history too, that's tough.
So when you talk about defensive snaps in the football game, Jalen Smith had 16. Leighton Vander Esch, the former first-round pick, had 14. Micah Parsons, 51 snaps. Keanu O'Neal, 50 snaps. Jabril Cox, no snaps.
But that's what we knew, because the league is going in that way where everything's spread out. 11 personnel is gonna be your offensive set for 80% of your snaps, and we've known through the whole preseason our 11 personnel linebackers were Keanu O'Neal and Parsons. So on at the beginning of the game, you know how they put the starters at the bottom. I'm from this school. They had Smith on there. They had LV as starters, but to your point, Newy, 14 snaps, 16 snaps.
Yeah,
that's a role player.
Yeah, that's just off rotation too.
Then that's it.
It was no specific reason why one had more than the other. It was like the game ended and the other dude didn't get a chance to go back in the game.
Yeah.
That's it wasn't like we gonna make sure that this guy gets more. They were just rotating. And that's how the game played out.
If you was in their shoes, would you be salty right now?
They should have been salty in training camp.
They
should have been salty at the draft. I mean, that's just being real. I mean, you are the guys, right? At one point, you were looked at as being like one of the top linebackers, linebackers in tandem in the league, right?
They were the truth.
And then, fast forward, you drafted a linebacker in the first round.
Don't let a freshman take your spot.
Ooh, that's what they say.
Yeah, bro.
I remember when Sensabaugh and me, we was sitting there. It was like, I think it was 2013, 2014 draft. Me and Sensabaugh chilling at the house together. I'm like, man, if they draft, I think at the time it was Alex Barron, the safety from Alabama. He was supposed to be the truth.
Mark Barron.
Mark Barron, yeah. It was me and Sensabaugh sitting over there, a couple cold ones. Like, man, if they draft this dude, I'm going to be sick. Lo and behold, I forget who we ended up taking. Might have been Mo. I think we took Mo.
Took Mo sick, number 6.
Yeah, we took Mo. We was juice. Coming in that next practice, Scandrick, Mike Jenkins. They was in this mug just, man.
They was upset.
Whatever.
That was Jerome Henderson first year. That's the first time I heard somebody say soapbox.
Yep.
Because Orlando and Mo, they was out there giving them hell. We were out there trying to do our conditioning drills.
They was so
and they just
bad.
kept messing with Jerome, our DB coach. And he just went off on a whole rant, just talking. He was like, now y'all done got me on my soapbox. Everybody looked at me, was like, what the hell's your soapbox?
Me and Sensabaugh back there laughing like, hell yeah, we got another year, baby. We got another year.
I'm looking like, man, I don't need to be out here doing these drills. I'm on special teams. Y'all 5 need to figure this out. Well, yeah, that was, yeah.
Oh, man. I'd have been sick, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, man.
Makes me think of Mike Glenn in that time that the Bears had their draft party and they had paid him, it was like $18 million.
Yeah, like a 3 for 45 or something like that.
So it was like $18 million. So anyway, here's Glenn Innings there at the draft party, and next thing you know, they traded up to go get Mitchell Trubisky, and you still at the draft party, and they still got you out.
I'd have walked smooth out of that draft party, throwing everything. What is this?
But same thing with Aaron Rodgers, but look what he did. Had an MVP season this last year. He's like, oh, y'all want to draft?
He turned up.
Yeah, but he wasn't at the draft party.
Yeah,
like,
to see his face in that moment.
Hey, everybody, Britt's here. All right, yeah, all right.
And here's the replacement.
I know he was sick. I know he was.
And then it was when they traded. So you trade up, hey, we're giving them assets to move up one spot. And then here's the general manager, because it was the draft party. So all of a sudden they go to the cameras. And so, everything stops. And we just think Mitchell Trubisky was the best player in the draft. And so you hear all these things that he talks about how much he loves, and you just, Mike Glenn, you're just sitting there like, yeah.
Same thing happened to the pistol this year. Traded up for him. He wasn't at the draft party. At least I don't think he was at the draft party, but they traded up for him.
See, I think that was a little different from at this point in time. Andy's won his team. He know all his better days were gone. So that was no secret that
you heard what he said. Something. It's my time.
Okay.
Yeah, the first 5 weeks. First 5 weeks. My man got out there. My man Fields got out there and scored a touchdown.
Okay.
The Bears fan base is not going to take that much longer. I was there. I remember getting booed out there. They booed us straight to hell. 5 and 11. Well, half the games wasn't even competitive. Jay Cutler out the game. Listen, it was bad. All right, so I know the Bears fans.
Who's that? Was that Trestman?
That was Trestman's last. That was everybody's last year. We was all out of there.
The thing that I go back to about watching Trestman on the sidelines is the organization said no to Bruce Arians. And just, I never understood that one. When you look at how many great offenses Bruce Arians has been a part of and how many great quarterbacks, it would tip me like, really?
Yeah, man.
That has been the curious thing about the Bears through the years for me. The guys they've hired, you're like, really? This guy? Him?
They tried to hire somebody to fix. They tried to hire.
I'm still mad when they fired Lovie Smith after that winning season. I'm still mad about it.
Disrespectful right there.
I see Lovey, man. Lovey got the
he got the thing. Yeah, he got that thing rolling. He's still over at Illinois.
No, he's with the Houston Texans.
Yeah, the Texans. Yeah, I see what I'm saying.
Now Brett Bielema is coaching Illinois now.
Okay,
we got to get to our man Omar, bro. We got to get Omar real quick. You got time?
I don't know because everything, they cut the shows down and everything.
Let's save that for tomorrow.
Okay.
We get a little more time because he deserves more than just
30 seconds.
Exactly.
Shout out to the Wild, man.
Yes. We will dive in tomorrow of Michael K. Williams and our thoughts on his passing. All right, that is our time. Mix Shots is coming up at the bottom of the hour. Barry Church, Britt Johnson, Danny McCray. I'm Newy Scruggs. This is the Players Lounge brought to you by Hotels.com. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 12:30 p.m. right here at DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!